What's up, everybody? It's the Digital World Podcast. And boy, we got a lot to cover today, so let's see if I can even get through it all. But check this out, folks. Don't buy LED lights. The reason being why? Because they have a radiation warning on them, because they're based on blue light. I know a lot of people that I live with that prefer to have the um, light bulbs as opposed to LEDs. Check this video out.
So if we're going to compare incandescent bulbs to LED bulbs, one doesn't have a warning label because it's not going to harm you, and this one has a warning label which talks about how it is emitting radiation the entire time while it's installed into your home. So this could be the big reason that they want to push these. They'll tell you they're going to save energy, they'll tell you they're going to be good for you, but the problem is with blue light, what blue light does is it disrupts the brain, leads to cataracts, it also leads to memory loss, leads to a lot of issues. First, these are very soothing, very relaxing, and that's why they're trying to ban them. So
Well,
we're going to compare.
all right. So, I guess the challenge is for you to go to the store and check it out for yourself, and you make your decision. I'm just sharing the information I saw that might be beneficial to all. Actually, I'm not gonna play this video because there's a lot of truths in this, and I might do a video on it some other time. But this is basically a rant by a millennial talking about the high cost of living in the Pacific Northwest, specifically near the Seattle area, and how a decent apartment is 1,700 cheapest, but if you want a nice living space with nice structures and surrounding areas, it's gonna be north of 2,000, and he's complaining about it. How many more people do you think that are his age that are in the same situation? Think about that. Here we see a massive fire reported at a recycling plant in Mexico, up in flames. We've seen, sudden destruction in multiple plants the last 3 years alone, folks. And it's not going to stop. It's going to continue. And so you have to keep your eyes peeled because this is a serious situation that's getting started here. And now there's another train carrying thousands of gallons of propane tank allegedly that's been derailed in Manatee County, Florida. One of the tankers was carrying over 30,000 gallons of propane fuel with several other cars. So it looks like there's a lot of train derailments. That's a sign of the times, folks. It's an attack that's happening around our country. And believe it or not, this is, the inevitable. You can list a variety of factors that will cause harm to our supply chain because of this. There's disruptions happening everywhere. Here's another video of that same thing. And if you haven't heard, there's quite a storm hitting the West Coast. California, in particular, has been getting massive amounts of snow and rain. Big Bear actually got 65 inches of snow, which is 2 inches shy of its record. And this is in Mammoth Lakes, which I've personally been to and skied and snowboarded. Phenomenal place. They've received nearly 500 inches of snow. And look at this. Look at how much snow. This is insane. You won't be able to go out your back door type of insane amount of snow. So, insane conditions. But hey, it's global warming. So, I tell you, sometimes these politicians and these people pushing these agendas, folks, and I talk about being prepared all the time. And I have other videos which I have to show. I have a lot of things that I want to cover, but they use safety as a form of your enslavement. They use smart technology as another form of your enslavement. So they want you to give up your freedoms for safety, your freedoms for technology. These Fitbit devices and all the things that are measuring your pulse and everything, they're all recorded in an app, and you're storing that data there. Sure, it can be private and it's probably stored somewhere private, but with on a full if the government comes knocking and is asking for that data, or if they sell your data to a third party, how do you know? Like, have you investigated whether that's the case? I don't know. I'm just asking the questions here. That data is very valuable, and data is the new gold. This is important. Nigeria blocked 73 million mobile phones in security clampdown. So 73 millions of these citizens had their mobile phones blocked by the government as punishing for failing to register on the National Digital Identity Database, which is almost a third of the country. How will it come to the U.S.? In many forms. In one way, take away people's phones and block it. Will they comply? Well, take a look at how the streets look.
There's protest concerning the scarcity or absence of new notes in the country.
The absence of new notes. They're all outlawed, so there's protests.
People are unable to move from one place to the other. Machines, vehicles, all forms of vehicle. The time, this is at Bodija, Ibadan. The time right now is 9:37. Protest started about 10 minutes ago, and it has intensified at the moment. Reporting from Bodija, Ibadan, RJO, Shalom.
So, folks, you see that? The protest because the old notes are no longer legal. Folks, I mean, wake up and smell the roses. Stockpile food and water. South Africa faces civil war conditions if the power grid collapses. Country of 60 million is on verge of collapse. They're advised to have 72 hours of food amongst rolling 12-hour blackouts leading to more chaos. I actually know two individuals who live in South Africa. They said that these rolling blackouts have become increasingly more and more pervasive, and it's only going to get worse. And last note here, contaminated waste from East Palestine is coming to Indiana, according to the EPA. About 1.8 million gallons of liquid waste have been collected from the derailment site, and the two new hazardous waste site will receive some of the shipments. So it looks like some of that contaminated waste has reached Indiana. So, folks, times are very, very crazy. And when I say prepare, I mean it. I mean, I've been on this prepare train for a long time. Folks, a small piece of property, hey, doesn't have to be anything special, but somewhere you can go and have a place of refuge when things get crazy. It's going to be vital. You can grow your own garden, right? Make sure you have access to water, some trees, because things are not getting any better and they're going to get worse. So, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to this channel. It's the Digital World Podcast, and I'll see you in the next episode.